Welcome back to 12 Acres and welcome to this week's highlights video. Once again, Tim found himself in the emergency room. He had episodes of incredibly high blood pressure spikes. We're talking like 178 over 110. Unexplainable. They would just come on and they were so bad during these episodes that his legs were absolutely trembling and weak.
I am just about home from the hospital. Just left Tim there. They are going to admit him, so he's just waiting for a room. It is 4:38 a.m. Gonna try to get a little bit of sleep before going back up there tomorrow. The doctor that talked to him very, very long and extensively mentioned a lot of different tests that he would like to run, so he's going to put that in as a suggestion for the day shift when they come in and take over, just to rule out a bunch of different things, just for our own peace of mind, I guess, because right now nobody really knows anything. They don't believe that it's probably cardiac related, but it affects his blood pressure, which could affect his heart, if he has a stroke or heart attack or seizure or whatever, if this goes so crazy and we can't bring it down. Talked about a lot of different things, different theories, different ideas, and of course, while he's up there, his blood pressure is perfectly low and good. So unless he has one of those episodes while he's there, it's very hard for them to know what to do. But I am home now. I'm going to try to get a little bit of sleep, and I will see what's going on tomorrow. On my way back up to the hospital, these roads are so slippery when they get slushy and muddy like this.
After taking a morning stroll around the halls, he pretty much slept the rest of the day. They really just wanted to keep him there to observe him, in the hopes that maybe one of these episodes would come on. But, during this whole time, he also could not eat or drink. So, I don't know, without replicating what he does at home when it happens, I just don't see how they're going to find any answers. But all we know on our end is that he has had episodes like this now approximately a week out after each of the last two stints. So when we look back at all of our notes and our records, this has happened before after getting a stent. So I don't know. There's something underlying going on that no one can find.
I don't know if you can see him, but he's like right about there.
Show you ready to go home. Got your shoes on.
We'll see.
So after all the typical tests and electrolyte tests and even ultrasounds, echocardiogram, all that stuff, nothing is abnormal, and they discharged him.
I've got a USPS pickup scheduled for today, so I've got 5 packages from our weekend sales, and bringing them out to the mailbox right now so that they will be ready to go when the mail comes by. And it's so convenient. I love that they will do that. So it is a little after 7. Tim and Paul went to work this morning. It's Monday, by the way. They left for work about 6:30. And now that the super cold weather is over, my new schedule is to come out here about 7 or shortly after and do a little bit of work out in the shop for an hour and a half or 2 hours. And then probably more like an hour and a half, because I'll have to make the kids breakfast too. And then we start school at 9. And then after school, I'll come back out and do some more work. And of course, chores will get done throughout the day too. The snow is almost all gone. There's still patches here and there, but it's supposed to get into the 60s like every single day this week. Not gonna get below freezing, I don't believe, at all anymore, at least for the next 10 days. So that is fantastic. I don't know if you can see this. I've got this laying up on its side. This is a buffet that I'm working on. Some of these legs were loose, so I was fastening them down and fixing them. I'll start cleaning it up this week and painting it. And again, this is not a super high quality piece. It's kind of just like a particle board, I believe. So not a whole lot of value in it, but it's something. So this morning I just got, ooh, that's not very many. I only got 9 done this morning, but that's all right. This is my shelf where I've got everything listed on eBay right now. There's books, most of it's clothing. Finally getting my numbering system going, which makes things so much easier to find. I've got some miscellaneous items here. All of the stuff is listed. There's like kitchen knives and some purses, backpacks, different things like that. Got a few games listed, and I have more in the house that I need to get out here and clean them up and get them listed. But now it is time to head in the house, get the kids fed, and get ready for school.
Then you take a video. I told you you're taking a video.
What are you working on?
Writing.
Writing? Oh, how fun.
I hate it. Me too.
Why are you still wearing a coat? It's not even cold in here.
I'm walking. I was cold.
But Tim's been feeling pretty good the rest of the week. He hasn't had any more of those episodes, but we are just very carefully watching everything. We are keeping track of everything. Any weird symptoms he has, we're watching his blood pressure every day, a few times a day, and tracking whether or not, any of these weird feelings come on after eating, or I don't know. We're just doing what we can on our part to try and get to the bottom of things. We've been into our science right now. Has been a lot about rocks and crystals and minerals and things like that. So it's been a really fun week. The boys have been out digging out rocks and cracking them open, seeing what they can find, and then investigating these things under the microscope. And we also started their crystal growing kit that they had gotten a while back. So it's just been a lot of fun doing these science experiments and observing this week.
Of it and put it right in the center. Yep. The heart doctor. Yep. We need to check up on Daddy. And speaking of Daddy, there he is.
Or soda. I need soda with caffeine.
Yeah,
We finished out the week with 2 doctor's appointments on Friday, just follow up basically, just to check on him. No new information there, although his heart doctor does want to kind of tweak some of his blood pressure medication and took him off of the aspirin.
Gooseberry cold.
And we also won another abandoned storage unit auction. So we went and picked that up. It was a pretty small one, but had a lot of good shelving and a lot of usable items, as well as some name brand clothing, even new with tags clothing. So lots of good stuff for resale. And then last night we tried to observe the long-awaited planet alignment that was supposed to be visible last night, where all the planets were like lined up and visible with the naked eye. But I mean, yeah, there were tons of really bright stars that could have all been planets, but kind of hard to tell exactly what we were seeing, and couldn't really get anything to show up in the microscope, or not microscope, the telescope, because, you know, it's hard to find, and we're not really good at using the telescope just yet. So definitely have some more practice to do with that before we can really use it. But it was fun anyway. But thanks for watching, guys, and check back next week, and hopefully we won't have any more trips to the hospital.